I definitely have felt that I couldn't be my authentic self at work. And honestly, it was no one's fault. If anything, it was my own insecurity and inability to understand the asset that I am as an employee, as a woman, as a Latina woman. And I think the biggest thing that I could ever learn is I am the asset that I am to myself before I am to anyone else.
For me, as somebody who was typically the boss, I found myself self-limiting and not being my authentic self because, for example, being the Latina in the room meant that people expected you to be late and they expected you to be emotional. So I made a point to overcorrect. I made a point to be the calm one that never once raised her voice in the workplace. I made a point to be early to everything. I just made a point to sort of counter the tropes. And I look forward to the day when the next generation of, for example, Latinas don't even have to think about that. And there is no perception of having to overcorrect. You just are where you are, right?
I 100% have felt that I couldn't bring my authentic self, especially early on in my career. Obviously, you're trying to figure things out. You're still trying to act like you know before you really know in a lot of cases, so you're trying to play it safe. In business school, you're told, straighten your hair, tone down your dress, don't wear sequins, don't wear bold jewelry, It's not me. I like bold patterns and colors and flash and big jewelry, and it took a while for me to really even embrace just my natural look, natural abilities in a lot of ways.
A huge portion of kind of breaking that stigma is becoming what you never saw. I mean, for me, I'm a prime example of that. I'm first generation. I grew up with, yes, a very strong mother who really always represented that portion of herself and wanting to be career driven and wanting to enable other women around her to do that as well. But for other Latinos, it's really the fact that whether it's in media, it's at an executive level, it's at a business level, or it's even from an entrepreneurship perspective, we don't get enough representation through that storytelling, through that life, through those pockets of identities that a lot of us carry, but maybe don't narrate the way that we need to.
If you hire people just for the numbers and do not let them be their authentic selves, then you're missing out on the whole point of diversity, and you might have like the numbers but not be getting the benefits of having a diverse workforce.
For me, I've been able to use my authentic self and my experiences when it comes to bringing value to an organization, whether it's recruiting knowledge, sales skills, the experiences that I've had growing up as a Latina in the United States. I think people fail to realize that we add so much to the conversation, specifically to really large organizations or even small corporations that are looking for our perspective as a consumer or as a producer.
Assimilating is hard, and it's taxing, and it's exhausting, and it never lets you fully just be. And with that, it becomes a distraction in the workplace. And until you can get past, second guessing what you're gonna wear and how you're gonna do your hair that day and what you're gonna do to fit in. Like, if you need to put on your music and rock out and have a moment, you should be able to do that and not worry about people overhearing your music and judging you for it or wondering what's that all about and probing for questions.
Right, what I would like for us to reframe all of these conversations around, whether it's about showing up as your whole authentic self or whether it's diversity and inclusion, I would almost love to reframe it as we're living in a weird parallel universe where leadership and how people show up in the workplace is not real, and it doesn't reflect what the actual world around us looks, smells, and feels like. And what we're trying to achieve isn't diversity, what we're trying to achieve is reality.
I work in a predominantly white male industry, and when I'm in these rooms, talking to individuals that are significantly older than me or have children that are older than me, because let's be honest, it's being able to position myself as an individual that knows this business, that knows the direction that we're trying to go, and is nothing but absolutely capable to make it, in that direction. And it has nothing to do with what I look like or what I like to put on my body or, how I speak. And ultimately, I hope that you all that are watching this today, learn something, whether you're a founder and you understand the importance of hiring and, inclusive and looking at the different narratives that everyone has to add and the skill set that they bring to the table, or if you're an employee and using that as strength to walk into a room and not just defend yourself, but present yourself and command the respect that you deserve. Because through my career, that's what I've learned. And I'm, excited and proud to share my story and everyone else's story with you today. So happy Hispanic Heritage Month. And remember, if you, don't know any awesome Latino, Latinas in your life, surround yourself around them.